Hey guys, so there's a band coming to town tomorrow that I'm going to go check out. I am not familiar with their most recent output, so I figured I would give it a spin. My understanding of this band comes from their first record, which was released under the band name Gorgasm. Obviously, they didn't do their homework and had to change their name. Now they're called GOROD, and they are kind of being billed as the saviors of the tech death movement. So I have lost touch with what happened with this band. I did see them many years ago at the Maryland Death Fest. Didn't leave much of an impression on me. That first record that I downloaded of theirs in like 2005, that was a pretty decent attempt at technical death metal, which, as I've stated on this channel, is to me a different spirit than tech death. This, after being familiar with it, after checking it out earlier today, this is tech death, and we all know what that's going to sound like. But I wanted to show you guys what this currently sounds like and give it a little bit of an analysis afterwards. So I'm not going to play the whole thing. I will tell you that it is 5 minutes long, and there is kind of only one motif. There's very few parts to the song, not that it needs to have multiple parts, but for a band that bills itself as technical, progressive, whatever you want to call it, the shocking amount of such little progress happening in the song is pretty unpalatable. So I'm just going to skip through it, and you'll start hearing this motif in all of its annoying glory as we go. So let's get it started. So what you'll notice in that passage is that high note that just keeps poking its way out of the barrage there. It's just this woodpecker in my fucking temple. This is the first couple of seconds. So it's kind of that Dillinger Escape Plan kind of vibe where they hit that minor second. This is only one note. It's not a clashy chord, but it's annoying, and it's not really setting the stage for anything that I want to be part of. But I'll play it as it progresses. We'll see how it goes. All right, I'm just gonna give it a quick skip through. Just play a couple of bits and pieces here. All right, we're going to advance another, 30 seconds. Let's do another 30 seconds here. I know you can't really hear it because of the solo, but that same kind of motif is a little bit of undulating in the background there, very little changing. And the interlude that has all the scene kids creaming their jeans right now, I'm going to skip through this. So it's same fucking note patterns coming through. We're like, 3.5 minutes into the song. They use that interlude to build up to the same exact motif in the same exact way. It's exhausting. Another 30 seconds skip forward. Okay, so I gave you the whole song there. We're at the end. I don't need to play it any further. As you can see, very little happened. There is that bass tapping breakdown in the middle. I don't know, I called it a breakdown. That doesn't mean what the kids think it means nowadays. But I actually took the time out of my very busy schedule to write out the arrangement for this song, and I'm going to show you how little happens right now. Alright, so here's the arrangement of the song. I have an I at the top for an intro, and then I have A and B for the A and B parts of the song, a transition marked with T, B comes back, A comes back, and then we have C, which is the chorus of the song. Then we have T for another transition, B comes back, A comes back, chorus again, S for the guitar solo, and then we move on to D, which is, I consider it the diversion part of the song. It's that long tapping part on the bass. A comes back, B comes back, and then the chorus comes back to close out the song. Now, this didn't really help me a whole lot trying to memorize this incredibly complex songwriting, so I had to come up with some code words to help me fully understand what I'm digesting. So I'm going to write those down and then show you this again. Alright, so here's what I put together to help me remember this arrangement. For the intro, I considered it to be a careless kickstart to the song, so I put the CK there to help me remember that. For the A part, despite it being a tech death song, prog, whatever you want to call it, I found the A part to be super simple, so I put the two S's there to help me with that. For the B part, I found it to be a little lackluster, considering it's supposed to be the part that's going to carry us to the chorus. It should probably build to something like that. And since it repeats a few times, I put an S there to show that it's plural. The transition, I considered it to be a rushed-ass structural hindrance. It didn't really serve any purpose for the song, much like the intro. And then you repeat the B, the A, and the C, get another transition. Then you have the B, A, and C again. So you have the trash meat and the balls, ass, and crap sandwich. And then you have the solo, which I found to be a hardly interesting tangent to the song. So I put the HIT there. And the D, I thought, was a undercooked noodly gamut of the song. That's the bass interlude, the tapping interlude that goes on forever. Starts about 2 minutes in, goes until the end of the song just about, and then you got ass, balls, and crap to close the whole thing out. So that's your whole arrangement. Pretty cumbersome, pretty technically advanced, but now that I've figured out what makes this song work, I wanted to look at some of the comments on the video. All right, here's one right here. It says, "Unapologetic riff lords." Now, I don't know about you guys, but I kind of demand an apology after all that nonsense, and I didn't hear a single fucking riff in that thing. All right, let's find another. All right, here's a good one. "These guys are undoubtedly the best band in their genre, especially at a time when everything is gent." So this guy is bored by the similarity that you hear in all gent bands, but then loves to hear 5 minutes of the same fucking part over and over and over again. I don't get this shit, man. Here's another oversell. "Best riffs in tech death." You know what's sad about that is it might be fucking true. This one might be my favorite comment because each word is more wrong than the previous, saying that these guys write the catchiest tech death riffs ever. No, 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 no! Alright, I'm done with this shit for the day, but as you can see, there's nothing tech here, there's nothing death here, there's nothing riff here, there's nothing prog here. It's just another noodly-ass, boring band with nothing to say, overwrought songs with very little happening in them, and I don't know. I'm going to go see it tomorrow because it's a fucking metal show when there usually isn't any, and maybe they'll play something from 2005, although I super doubt it. But yeah, another tech death band to add to the pile that somehow isn't on the Artisan era.